one of the greatest gifts that He could ever give us, the gift of Himself in the Holy Eucharist. Hoy es la noche que nosotros celebramos, la noche cuando el Señor nos ha dado el regalo, ¿cómo se dice? Más mejor de todos, de todos, el regalo de sí mismo, la Eucaristía. And so let us begin in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. The Lord be with you. And with your spirit. Brothers and sisters, let us acknowledge our sins and wash the feet of the elderly who are not able to come to the Mass to be with us in the evening. In this way, we kind of begin the celebration of this night in the afternoon with them, and we carry them in a way to this Mass with us here tonight. Hoy nosotros fuimos a las casas de los ancianos cerca de nuestra iglesia para limpiar sus pies. Entonces ellos están con nosotros en esta misa. Well, 40 days ago, we began the journey of Lent, if you remember, by walking with the Lord into the desert. Remember all that? Everybody remember? I'll say that in Spanish in a minute. But remember all that?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
There the Lord spent 40 days and 40 nights in solitude and praying and fasting. And if you remember, at the very end of that 40 days and 40 nights, if you remember what happened when Jesus was physically weakened by all that fasting and time in the desert, if you remember at the very end, the devil comes to visit him and tempt him. And he tempts him 3 times. And throughout this whole Holy Weekend, I guess, we're going to talk about each one of those temptations each night and how the Lord gives His answer, His ultimate answer to those temptations. Tomorrow we'll talk about how Christ answered the second temptation, and at the Easter Vigil and Easter Sunday about how He answered the third. But tonight we celebrate the night when Jesus gives the ultimate answer to the first of the devil's temptations. And if you remember, the devil said to Him, "If you are the Son of God, command that these stones be turned into bread." And Jesus gives an answer that tonight is uncovered for the full meaning of what He meant by that response. Jesus says to him, "Man does not live on bread alone, but on every word that pours forth from the mouth of God." Jesus refuses to perform silly tricks for the evil one. He also refuses to have to prove Himself to the devil. He knows who He is. And though He has the power, and He does have the power, to turn stones into bread, He doesn't give in to the devil's game. But His answer is even more significant than it appears, because He is every word that pours forth from the mouth of God. He is the Word incarnate. And tonight we celebrate the night when the Word gave Himself to us for our food. If you remember, Jesus had already told the people that unless they eat His flesh and drink His blood, they will have no life within them. And that His flesh is true food, and His blood is true drink. And it was here at the Last Supper that Jesus taught His disciples how to transform bread and wine into His own body and blood. In this way, man could truly live by consuming the body and the blood of the Word of God. What an incredible gift we've been given. When you try to think about it, doesn't it kind of blow your mind? What happens here at each Mass? It blows the mind and it makes the heart leap for joy. And it fills the spirit to the full. Christ Himself, at each Mass, from the time of the Last Supper until now and until the end of the world, gives Himself to us as our food. He unites Himself to us in a way that is beyond our ability to comprehend. So tonight, we recline at the altar with Him And once again, he gives himself to us. Let us stay awake and keep watch and adore him. Hace 40 días.
be